Hey everyone, the last Shoegazer here, back with a movie review. This time we're going to be taking a look at Castle Freak. This is a full moon release from Charles Band, directed by Stuart Gordon. Many of you know him from his work on Reanimator. And this is a fairly typical full moon release. It has all the goods. It is a horrific, dark, very gory, awesome atmospheric time. Nothing corny here, guys. It's pretty heavy, very scary at times. I mean, just looking at the cover here, this title popped up. I hadn't heard of it before, but it came up as a recommendation whenever I ordered the first three subspecies films recently, and it came as no surprise. They're both from Charles Band, both from Full Moon. They both, have to do with a castle, with subspecies. It's Radu's home, and here it's, a location in Italy where this, very deformed, not stable person is lurking, down in the ancient dungeons there. But this kind of it follows a pretty young family who are kind of coming out of a lot of turmoil, some pretty heavy loss as they come to inherit the castle there in Italy. I believe it's like the husband's aunt who passes it down to him, kind of out of the blue, and they make their way there, and immediately you see that they're going through some rough times. The father was in a drunk driving accident. He was drinking, and he had his daughter and his very young son in the vehicle with him. And swerved to avoid hitting a car as he was kind of turned around and, focused on his son dropping something behind the seat. And his son dies, along the roadside there in the woods, and his daughter is left blind. With cuts all over her eyes, and she's obviously still healing from that and adjusting to that whenever they move into this castle, as if they didn't have enough huge life changes to adapt to. They're thrown into this creepy castle, and they're thrown into a heck of a lot more as they meet the castle freak. But his story is pretty tragic. I mean, he's kind of a sad character. I mean, here he looks really menacing and evil and twisted and deformed, and that is that's what we see in the movie. But I mean, as his story unfolds, as we're following that family. It's really sad. He was beaten, he was abused, by his family, who are also kind of connected to this family who move into the castle, on not knowing that he's lurking in the depths. And he's trying to break free and get out of his darkness, as the father's trying to escape his own darkness. There's a lot of internal conflicts going on throughout this movie. He was subject to some really horrific abuse and neglect, chained, like a beast, down in the cellars, the dungeon area there, and then we learn of the turmoil that is striking the family as well, to the heart of them. Not only has the daughter lost her eyesight, she's adjusting to that, and she's very emotional. The dad is completely like grief stricken, but still trying to kind of keep his standing in his family and trying to patch things up, and his wife is kind of shunning him and is very bitter, and and angry towards him, and kind of in her own way admitting that she's sort of doing these things in order to punish him because, as she said, God did not punish him. You know, bad things just happened to the kids and not him, and he got away with drinking and driving, and he does, a couple other ththings here too that kind of blemish him in his wife's eyes as well. So this is just kind of a really a multi-faceted experience, kind of two stories going on at once, as they kind of blend together in a really horrific way, as the castle freak character here is kind of seeking revenge. You can tell he has a heart, he has remorse, he has a sense of empathy. At one point he meets the daughter and finds out that she's blind, and you can tell his heart's kind of breaking for her. It's almost like he's bonding with her, because they're both they kind of have this disability now. I mean, he's barely even able to walk around. I mean, he's been chained and whipped and malnourished and neglected in the depths of this castle. And he finds someone who's probably the closest to himself, in this daughter character. But yeah, things just get way out of hand. Something connected to what the father does one late night when he's drinking and kind of just brooding around, and he's just feeling lonely and shunned and not loved anymore, and he kind of makes some pretty poor choices that result in some pretty tragic outcomes, and it just gets worse from there. But like I said, this is not a cheesy, corny time. Sometimes people kind of just equate Full Moon to those elements, but I'm finding that it's their releases are so much more than that. I'm finding that in Subspecies, very very dark subject matter, the special effects and all of the painstaking hard work that I can tell that these people are putting into to make a character look like that. And I'm telling you what, even if what I just explained there with the story does not interest you, check this out if you're a fan of makeup or creature films. Just for that, I mean, you need to check out Castle Freak, because this character is just completely jaw-dropping, horrific to look at. They did such a phenomenal job. The actor portraying him, wow, really, really great job. But like I said, it has a lot of great atmosphere. The setting is really great. The castle in Italy, the stories that are happening and unfolding and kind of meshing together, really, really great. So definitely check out Castle Freak. I give it a thumbs up. In my book, it would be an easy 9 out of 10. So yeah, if you've seen this, let me know what you think. What your feelings are on films like this. If you enjoy other Full Moon releases, if there are any that you would like to recommend to me. Like I said, I've been working through Subspecies. I have a number of the Puppet Master films now, now Castle Freak. So, make some recommendations to me, some of your favorites. But yeah, I would check this out and let me know what you think of my review. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.